I only care about myself and my own interests.
That would have been better if we'd thought of a follow-up line or context.
Yeah, that was sort of that was the follow-up line to a line we already did.
But you guys are confused, and you'll never know what the line previous was, so try to figure that out in today's episode.
Yeah.
Send your guesses to us.
The first clue will win the Lego party van. It'll come to your house, not to be confused with a Lego, but it'll be a Lego party van.
So it's made out of Lego, or is it Lego's party van?
It contains Lego sets.
Oh, okay, as in the toy, not the Malawian. Everyone's favourite German Malawian Lego Maestro. I'm with you now.
He might drive the van, though, so there's no guarantees.
Well, he does have a van, and it is a party van, but it's not party for you. It's very much a party of one, and that's that's Legos. But we won't incriminate him any further. He's even though that does sound quite damning, but never mind. We love Lego, but you know what else we love? We love you, dear listeners. Send you.
I don't know if I love you. It's pending.
Sometimes he does. Sometimes he doesn't.
You don't just walk into my house and expect me to love you, you prick. You gotta build a relationship.
He's the tsundere of the crew, so he's he's been a bit cold to you. Just know it's love.
You ain't just come into my door and say, I'm a listener, so you love me. I'll say, get out on the street, you dirty bum.
Yeah,
This is why I'm not coming to Christmas, Dad.
I don't just record this because I like you or anything, Baka.
Yeah, you dipstick.
Did you say dipstick or just stick?
No, yeah, you stick. You're literally as intelligent as a stick.
You stick.
I mean, I guess dip is its own insult.
You dip.
Yeah, you probably frickin' chew.
I mean, it's a basic human function.
I chew gum and I chew food.
I mean, it'd be more unusual if you didn't chew at all.
No, I meant to say you probably do chew, but then
as in tobacco.
Yeah, then I said you probably chew, and it didn't make any sense.
I mean, doing chew sucks. Doing snuff also sucks. But the worst thing you can do is use chew like it's snuff, because they are not the same thing.
Man, I don't know what snuff is. Are you talking about eating murder videos or what?
No, it's tobacco you inhale through your nose.
Oh, what?
But it's different because, like, you go to like the grocery store or whatever, and you see like Copenhagen and whatever. It's a brand of chewing tobacco, but it says snuff on the box. But it's not snuff. I cannot stress that enough.
That's the first time I've ever heard of that.
Only one of us lives in the Midwest. It's Corin.
Well, snuff is actually a fancy British thing, I think.
Wait,
like,
you go to
the stereotype is you have a little silver snuff box.
What grocery store sells cigarettes?
All of them.
All of them?
No, only at corner stores can you buy cigarettes.
Nah, you can get them anywhere, everywhere.
Man,
just at a kiosk.
You ain't going to Metro and Walmart and getting cigarettes here.
Oh yeah, you can buy cigarettes anywhere in America, but in Kansas you can't buy liquor there.
Okay, yeah, because now at pretty much every grocery store you can buy beer. Which was like first we saw that in like America, and then it kind of came over here in waves. Like Walmart recently started doing it this year.
That's so weird to me that you just couldn't go and buy beer anywhere. Do you know what pissed us off?
That in the last couple of years they've introduced beer in grocery stores.
So you can buy beer, but it's 3.2, so it's watered down.
Do you know what?
Specifically to be sold there.
Do you know what sucks massively for us? In the last couple of years, they've stopped doing selling alcohol 24/7. You can only get it in like supermarkets and stuff before midnight.
Yeah, that's the same there, and you can't get it right in the morning.
Let's be honest. You don't need to be buying any more liquor after midnight.
Yes, you do. Always. Yeah, it's poor planning because obviously
it is very poor planning.
You go for one.
See, in my mind, if it's after midnight and I'm thinking I want to go buy more liquor at the grocery store, it means I'm already shit-faced and it's a bad idea.
Yeah, what else are you going to buy? A chocolate bar? You're going to buy a bag of Doritos and a couple like blue whales?
I don't know. Man, midnight's the time you start cooling down with like snacks and shit.
Man, midnight's the time you go
hard. Anyway, we're going past midnight. It's already past midnight, and I cracked open my first beer. Because we're doing something very special, guys. What are we doing today? Why are we all here and recording this conversation?
Yeah,
because we love each other.
Yeah, I thought I was just talking to you guys. I didn't know we were actually doing anything
it's
else.
a secret recording.
This is a private conversation that we are sending out to the internet at large.
Oh shit! I didn't know
Stop listening to us.
I shouldn't have told you guys that thing earlier.
Hey, people already have. But hey, well, I'll fill in the blanks. It's a happy hour. Woo!
If you ain't happy, start smiling or get packing.
Yeah, you dinks. It's episode 159 of the Manga Raiders Community Happy Hour podcast. We are back. Well, we've always been here, but Corin's back. You know, I'm thinking Manimal's the Canadian one, Corin one. You know us by now if you've been listening. You're a long time listener.
You guys, you've been around. You've seen it all. You've seen the ups. You've seen the downs. And in this episode, you're seeing the I don't know what direction because the episode hasn't even really started yet.
The rounds. Because we're doing the rounds. Because we're doing the rounds now. Because we're just dusting off the year. This is the...
I'm giving you the rounds.
This is us at the crest.
Wait, stop. Can you appreciate my joke, please?
You giving me the rounds? Okay.
Oh, I thought they were making pig noises. I was very confused.
No, he meant he's shooting. He's firing from the hip. Manimal is. A little cowboy.
Yeah. Bang, bang.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we're here to discuss some manga and anime and shizzle. We're at the precipice right now. I always see this time because this is the last week of November. Yeah, it's the last week of November. We're on that roller coaster. We're on the crest, and we're just about to go into free fall and dive headfirst into December. Because as you know, that's our busy period, not just in normal life, but our podcasting schedule.
Yes. Typically
increases a little bit, so we've got a workload to do. Also next week as well, obviously this episode hasn't even started yet, I don't know why I'm talking about next week, but next week's going to be the winter season preview, which is kind of fucked to think of.
We say that every time, but genuinely, I am surprised every time it comes up.
Yeah.
Thinking about 2019 is very strange, but it's what we'll do next week. But this week, it's all about 2018 and November. More specifically this week, because Manimal, I want to know what you've been up to these last 7 days.
Of course you want to know, you freaking TMZ spy. Anyways,
I'm writing an article on you.
Yeah, you better watch out. So this week, not as much to say as last week, but some stuff happened. So a guy came into the store and he had some records. So, you know, they were like, okay, he had 14 records. You know, I'm looking, I'm like, okay, that's kind of, and then I like shit my pants because there's the Jesus and Mary chain. Public Image Limited at Echo and the Bunnymen. I was like, there's like probably defecation ready because you don't see post-punk albums out in the wild. It does not happen in my city. If you see a freaking punk album, you're lucky because it's all 80s metal and shit. But so I saw this and I was like, no. So I guess he said the guy was like 40 or 50. He said they're his grandpa's records and He probably found them in a dumpster. I don't think he stole them. He didn't steal them. He's a good guy. But he probably found them in like a dumpster. Like this, your grandpa, like, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but my grandpa, he ain't listening to no the Smiths and Jesus and Mary chain and gothic 80s goth UK rock. Like, I don't know about you guys, but
I like how you went from he probably stole them. No, he didn't steal them.
No, I said he probably took them out of the dumpster. He probably
Okay.
His grandpa, like, I don't know what 80-year-old today listened to those bands in the 80s.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, an 80-year-old today was only a 50-year-old back in the 80s.
Yeah, but it's
then he'd probably only like a 30-year-old or something when rock was starting. So maybe he just hung on.
By the time you're that age, you'd much rather listen to like Buddy Holly than the Sex Pistols. But you know, anything's
not necessarily true, man.
But there's always the old generation who's like, yeah, your music's shit. My music.
Well, that's because it's hard for the human brain to start liking more things the older it gets.
Yeah.
But like, if you already like it as a concept, like as a genre, like when did punk start? How old was he then?
Well, probably like 1975.
Exactly.
But punk has always existed because punk isn't a genre. Well, it is a genre, but punk is the same thing as rock and roll. It's the spirit of music, but it is technically like a genre too. So I don't know. Anyways, this is the point of the story. So he had these records, and he was like, he saw my interest because I was kind of, I play all my cards when I get excited. I'm like, oh my god, you got this, and I'm not really into those bands, but to see those albums are exciting. So he's like, yeah, I got some other records if you I'll sell them to you, because you wanted to sell me them instead of the store, and I was like, well, that seems a little shady, but I'll take your number.
I'll go for it.
So anyways, me and my friend met him at the Tim's parking lot later on, and so yeah,
of course the Canadian deal went down in Tim's.
So he pulls out 2 bags full of moldy records. Like, they're all stuck together because they've like been water damaged, so they're moldy as hell and stuck together. He's like, yeah, these are free, just take them. I don't want them, just take them. I was gonna throw them out. So I was like, okay. And he takes out a garbage bag full of other ones, and I'm like, he's like $20, and I'm like, I don't know, this could be shit. And then my buddy takes out the Sex Pistols, never mind the bollocks. I'm like, okay, no second thoughts about this. Here, take my money and we're out of here. You know? So, holy shit is the only way to describe this. You got, again, never mind the bollocks, 1982 Canadian pressing, so that's still pretty freaking good. Husker Du, Candy Apple Grey. But in the moldy records, it dug them out. And you got the frickin' Clash UK debut, which, like, holy shit, I shit my pants. Give 'em Enough Rope UK. The Smiths' Hat Full of Hollow, Louder Than Bombs, Queen is Dead, and Strangers. And people who don't know anything about this music, you don't find those records. You just don't ever find these albums. And if you do, they'll be like $50.
And if you do, it's going to be in a shady parking lot deal.
Yeah, and this is all stuff that was in the moldy pile that had to be like dug out. And the records were, a lot of them were dirty. Like the cover, like parts of the cover and lyric sheets were sticking to the albums. And yet somehow The Queen is Dead. The Queen is Dead. Like all the lyrics were like on the record, but it played perfectly and way better than my new pressing of the album.
I mean, that's kind of funny, actually.
But it sounded impeccable. It didn't make any sense. And same with Louder Than Bombs as well. It's like, holy shit. You know, the Smiths ones, that's what it's all about. That's the real gold there. There's some like Dead Kennedys, although the records were a little too warped to play. And it was a combination of punk, post-punk, super 80s dance music. There was an extended 12-inch single called Male Stripper, and it was like everything about the 80s in one song. There was like a robot voice, and it was hard to define. The B-side was like Every Man Is a Beast. I don't know what band that was, but it was pretty wacky. And there was some other stuff. And then there was just like 70s classic rock. Like it was like such a combination of stuff. By the way, it was pretty wild. It's probably like 50 records. Well, without the covers, it was like 50 records. And I just paid $20 for all this. So I was like, you know, this is like the greatest find in history. If all this shit was in mint condition, this is like over $1,000 in value.
I was going to say, you've got a decent deal from the sounds of it.
UK version of the Clash's debut, like the record is mint, but it's worthless without the cover. But still, like that's something, you know.
I mean, surely it's worth something without the cover, just not nearly as much as it is with the cover.
It's really only worth it if somebody wants to upgrade their copy of the album, because you can't. It's kind of hard to sell just records. Like for me, like it's cool because I want to listen to the album, you know. I'm not buying this shit to resell it or just collect it. Like I want to listen to it, but I wouldn't spend more than $1 on just a record. You know, got to have that cover. But yeah, that was pretty substantial. Thanks to the guy. He was a nice guy. You know, he seemed pretty cool. Maybe he was a little weird. You know, he was definitely a little weird. Maybe a little whack, but he's pretty cool anyway. I mean, like who does this shit? That guy does. So that was cool. And other than that, well, I got my Christmas tunes going now, and we got that exciting. You guys look up, maybe it'll happen. I don't know, it depends on you guys if we do the collab song, you know.
Oh yeah, you've sent that out today.
On you guys. Send it out, so it depends on you guys if you guys get back.
It is. That's true. It is on us. I was having a look at it today, so we'll try and get that done and dusted, posted off to you.
And just, you know, do some exciting covers and stuff like that. Probably like 6 songs. Shit. And, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Fair enough. Short and sweet. How about you, Corin? It was a festive week for you, I imagine, but what did you get up to?
Well, it was Thanksgiving week in America. I went home and did Thanksgiving. It was fine. There's nothing great about it specifically, but as far as actual interesting things that have happened, you may have noticed, viewers at home, maybe you haven't, that I'm actually on my old laptop because my new laptop has a bad case of not turning the fuck on.
Did you try to turn it on and turn it back off? Turn it off.
See, the problem is I can't turn it on in the first place.
Yeah. Did you make sure the battery was attached correctly?
It's literally, I cannot take out the battery. It's inside the casing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need to take it into the computer store and have them fix the computer and hopefully not delete all my files because that would be very unfortunate.
Hopefully not transfer all your files onto a USB stick for later.
There's nothing good on there.
What's this Corrin saga? I'm going to leak spoilers.
No, it's out of date anyways. It's mostly just a few things I wrote in the last few months that didn't get clouded.
Yeah.
So, but that's unfortunate. But the laptop I'm on now is the one I actually had when we started recording this happy hour way back in the day.
It's old as new again.
What old is new? The screen doesn't work. The internet doesn't work. It's real messed up. But the real bitch of it is I forgot my password, and the only way I can actually log on to it is through the thumbprint scanner, because it's from 2009 where everything was going to be thumbprints.
We are living in 2018, and there's Corrin over here living in 2048.
Remember those iPod apps that were like, this is the thumbprint scanner, but it was an iPod screen, so it wasn't actually a thumbprint scanner?
Yeah.
I remember playing Hot Potato on the iPod.
Oh, yeah. Hot Potato. Remember the Lightsaber app?
Yeah, and oh god, my favorite app on it was the lawnmower one. You know, it was pretty exciting, mowing the lawn. Man, remember that era? Remember that era of app stores and apps and shit where people were like, "Let's make Hot Potato." Like, let's just literally put a potato on the screen and you toss it around.
Yeah, people have better ideas for apps these days.
Those days are dead and gone.
Maybe they were limited by the technology.
I think there's still App Store days. I think they just have different apps.
Well, that sense of like Wild West of apps, you know?
I don't know, dude. I'm pretty sure I could download 15 apps that are going to steal my social security number in a second.
Probably.
Yeah,
but
nowadays
apps,
especially.
Nowadays,
I'm just
apps,
not as wowed by it.
Apps are all about microtransactions now, so it's different.
Yeah, it's going to steal my social security number via microtransactions.
Yeah, but you probably could download a flashlight app that's like, pay $2 to make this even brighter.
Except
probably.
I don't know, man.
Pay $2 for special tiger skin, you know?
I hope no one steals that idea.
Well, you better not. You better credit me if you do.
You better. I mean, you probably shouldn't download a flashlight app. They all have flashlights built into them nowadays.
Yeah.
But what the moral of the story is, I'm currently learning how to hack my own computer from the inside. Because if I want to change my password, I must first input my old password, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But here we are.
Yeah, see, you can log on to your laptop.
I can log on. But you'd think if it was being changed from the inside, the computer would be like, okay, it's fine. We don't need your old password. You're obviously already logged in. But I guess, I don't know, man. It's all in hacker speak, and I don't know. And it's like, here's the program that will hack it. First, you must download the hashes.
Download the That doesn't sound real to me. Download the hashes.
Hold on.
Just download the hashes.
It's a program called Offcrack. I can load a single hash, a pdump file, a session file, an encrypted SAM, or a local SAM with a SAM dump number 2. I can do an LHEM hash, an NT hash, an LM powered 1, an LM powered 2, an NT powered. It is, there's reduxes and fseeks and false alarms.
This sounds like dialogue from, a crappy Hollywood film where someone's a hacker.
It is. But so far I've managed to download the program, and I've downloaded the tables, because it's basically a brute force program that just works real hard until it gets it.
I've got to encrypt the data keys, everybody.
I don't remember my old password. See, the thing is, I had the old password for 6 years, and then I changed it right before I got the new laptop. So of course I don't remember the new one. And
Never change
every
passwords.
variation. I've tried every possible variation I can remember, but I just can't find it. I cannot find it. I have every variation I can think of.
Password's probably something as stupid like freaking. I couldn't think of a joke in time, so I give up.
No, there's probably just like a random ass exclamation point in there somewhere that I threw in because I was an idiot.
Man, it's like those passwords where they like put a symbol at the end, and then you put like an @ sign to your normal password, but then you don't remember why you can't log in with your normal password because you put that stupid @ sign at the end because it made you.
See, exactly. It's exactly what that is. I'm sure it is. And I have like a method nowadays for when they're like, you need a special symbol. So I like can work it through and logically in my mind how my passwords work. But at the time, I definitely didn't.
Okay, breaking news. Now you've just reminded me to fix the actual Twitter account of Manga Happy Hours because on my phone it keeps breaking and it keeps telling me there's suspicious activity and then it just
I got logged out of that.
I got logged out as well. However, I've just gone on it on my computer now, so I can change the password and send it out to you. So we're back in the account again. So if anyone was wondering why we haven't been tweeting for like the last week or something, it's because we've had trouble.
It's because you guys should follow Cancela on Twitter.
Yeah, that's the main one. That's
KANTTILA music.
Or if you don't want to follow him, follow me, Constable Colossal Cock. You'll have.
Don't do that. I post original content. I never retweet.
Yeah, I just steal memes.
I never retweet.
Pretty much. Stealing memes is just what Twitter did.
Yeah, I don't even know actually. I pretty much. I used to just tweet wrestling things, which is quite clearly. I don't know. No one cares about wrestling. I don't know why I was doing it, but anyway. We're back in. Yay! I can change the password and do all that shit. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. I was just overjoyed that we could regain access.
It's a wonderful thing. On the bright side, I did finally discover what my old actual Skype password is.
Hey.
It's one, I swear to God, I tried popping in there like 5 times and it didn't take it, but apparently that's what it is.
That's good then, at least, because you need Skype, because, you know, we record on Skype, so it's very important that Corin has that.
Yes, that's why I wasn't here last week, because I was being very angry about my computer not working.
Yeah.
You freaking destroy that computer and show it to his boss, and then you'll cry because you have no computer.
After I get my new one fixed, or they tell me it's fucked and I buy a new one, I'm probably just going to tear this old one apart and try to, make it work again. I know how to fix the Wi-Fi, at least.
I thought you meant you were going to do a Office Space style destruction scene.
Yeah, that's
no. I'm going to pop it open because I love this laptop. I had it for 6 years. It was good to me, but there's only 2 things wrong with it: the screen's dead, and the Wi-Fi doesn't work. And it runs on Vista, but I can't do much about that.
Windows Vista laptop. Gonna play Halo
what I'd want to
2.
do is convert it to XP, but I don't know if I can do that. But I know I can fix the Wi-Fi if I pop open the case, because the thing about this laptop is they decided that the best way to toggle your Wi-Fi on and off was with a physical switch on the front of the laptop.
Really?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. And the thing is, it broke in the off position.
Ah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I have a little USB dongle, which has been providing it internet since about 2012.
Man, you gotta be like one of those guys.
A switch
guys
for
who
Wi-Fi.
opens the laptop, sets it up, plugs that thing in there, and cracks the knuckles, gets the mouse going, and starts typing.
Yeah, I think that's what I might have to do to get the password. I think I have to.
You have to do that exactly.
I think I'm going to have to use my own laptop.
When you were putting the old password in,
did you on a disc?
Did you crack your knuckles?
I don't know.
Man, you have to crack your knuckles.
They're just cracking right now.
If you don't crack your knuckles, then you ain't ready to do shit.
I obviously know I'm not ready. I don't know how to use the software.
If you're wearing a jacket or anything as well, you've got to give it like a little lapel sort of flick.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The sort of dust yourself off.
I'm wearing my house robe now, actually, because we had a fucking blizzard yesterday, so it's very cold.
Because you're the man of the house.
I am the man of the house.
Yeah, you show that house who's the man. It's you. Not the laptop.
Yeah, but it begrudges me to say, but it seems like Kansas is having a far colder winter than here so far.
We already
Ours
knew
has been decidedly mild so far, which leads me to believe it's going to be a repeat of last year, or this year even, where it's like really cold in January and February, and I don't want it to be. December's when you want all the snow, you know.
Okay, so everybody, this is our annual Cold War segment, going from me to Corn to Vacant. It's -9, -2, and 2.
Yeah.
And for American listeners, I don't give a shit. I ain't converting shit. You guys convert it.
Say what the temperatures were again, please.
-9, -2, and 2.
Okay, so it's like a little above freezing.
Chilly.
A little under
nippy.
freezing. Never mind.
It's nippy.
We can convert in our heads, more or less. It's only you guys who can't.
We have no use for it. Us superior Celsius guys over here.
Yeah, superior.
The Chad Celsius versus the...
yeah, except we have 2.5 degrees for every one of yours. We can be so much more precise.
I don't care. We don't need to. We're like, nah, we don't bother about that. We just go with the flow.
Yeah, we just go with the flow.
Just decimal point that shit. Just go, I don't know.
Yeah, give it a whoop.
What is it? Oh, it's 32.375 degrees out there. What does that feel like?
Although I still call kilometers miles, so in my head I'm like, I'm going 50 miles, but it's not miles, it's kilometers.
I do miles. Oh yeah, no, we have miles here. Miles per hour and everything.
Yeah, you're stuck halfway through. At least we're committed a bit.
I was going to say, this now confuses me, because I know that kilometers is like in my head as a child, kilometers always made way more sense, because you can go a meter, 1,000 meters, a kilometer. What's a mile? There. Like, you know,
but like, then you listen to like, I can't drive 55, and you're like, what are you, a coward? You can't go 5 above the most normal speed? And then you're like, oh yeah, wait a minute. You know.
Oh, fuck computers, fuck technology, fuck the imperial and metric system.
Wait, no, that was incorrect. The point of the song is that he can't drive. He has to drive faster than 55. He's not a coward because he can't. Okay, never mind. That was stupid.
I don't think anyone was questioning your point. It's okay.
I know, I just realized how stupid that was.
What else did you get up to, Corin?
That's about it.
Okay. Well, for me, it was a very exciting time. It was Thanksgiving. Oh, I loved it. You know, spending time with the family, having some turkey and some cranberry sauce.
And you don't even know what cranberries are.
I don't.
They're berries that are kind of tart. I do not like cranberry sauce.
I don't like I disagree with any kind of fruit sauce with meat. Don't do it.
It's the only time. Cranberry sauce is only used in Thanksgiving. Nobody else knows where it comes. Why anyone else would use it any other time of the year?
They're pushing for it hard in the UK for Christmas. They're like, oh, cranberries, it's a thing.
That's what my grandma does.
Like, cranberries are great. Cranberry juice is delicious, but I don't understand why you'd put it on turkey.
Okay, I do like cranberry juice. I like cranberry juice. I will also say, I guess, like, pork with, like, apple kind of stuffing and stuff, shit like that. Sure,
I guess.
That kind of works.
But
I prefer it
pork's
without.
Also a very salty thing, so maybe you want to pair something sweet with it.
But turkey, just
turkey.
Leave the berries. Just have turkey.
Turkey.
Turkey. Turkey.
Turkey.
Say, Manimal, say Spice Ghetto for me.
Spice Ghetto.
That's how a Scottish person says Spice Girl.
Spice Ghetto?
Yeah. Spice Ghetto.
Oh, okay. What the?
we realised this with the Canadian lady, and the Canadian girl at work, if we go to say Spice Ghetto, because a Scottish guy has started, and everyone's just like, say words! Say this word! Now we can laugh at your accent! Say this word! And people are just pointing, say stapler! Stapler! And it's like, ha! Look, he's different to us! Mock him, everyone! Laugh at him!
But then you guys are British, so everyone laughs at you.
Yeah, everyone laughs at everyone.
Yeah.
Kings of self-deprecation? Yeah, that's the word. My mind's done a mind fart. In terms of my week, no, I didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that shiz has passed me by. I was just buried in some Red Dead Redemption, you know how it be. And most of this week, I've actually been doing Christmas prep for the show and for content. So me and you, Manimal, we set up a story last year, so I've been doing some Christmas story writing. And then I've changed what I want to do, so I've kind of restarted it. But that'll be something that you'll hear on Christmas Eve for the TV special thingamabobber that we do.
Barry Goldman and Roy Fizzlebottom.
Oh yeah, dramatic rereading of that. And then the thumbnails and all that kind of shit I've had to like think about and try and decide on a theme. Essentially what I wanted to do, I don't have the skill to do, so I've got to go with a backup plan. I was like, oh yeah, no way, I aren't a competent video editor, therefore I can't do that. So, you know, at least, because I was thinking, I can learn to do this. I can learn these animations that need to be done and how many frames and everything that will need to be illustrated to do what I wanted, and then realized I do not have the time or patience to do so. So maybe next year. Maybe I'll
go to
start
school.
it. Yeah, maybe I'll
pick up a textbook.
Yeah, possibly if I start it a couple months in advance, then I'll have the time rather than coming up with an idea that will require a lot of work 2 weeks before we need it. Well, 4 weeks before we need it.
Man, just make it like a snowman, and the snowman's holding up a picture.
Do you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, this year's we'll have a snowman holding up a picture. That's just going to be what it's going to be. And we can just really crudely Photoshop stuff in. So, like, when it's the PS1 episode... Oh, no, I'm spoiling things. Oh, when it's...
What PS1 episode? You must be talking about the pachinko onion.
When he's got the...
He's seeing the future. Burn him. He's a witch.
Oh shit, yeah, because we haven't recorded any of these, and they'll be recorded the day before they get released.
We record them day before. Freshest content you can imagine. Fresher than me.
Which is actually kind of true, but after the first 6, like, pretty much it is the day of or the day before it's supposed to go up, and we're like, shit, edit this, get it up. So, you know, that's kind of true. But yeah, I've been focusing on that, so that's got me into a bit of a Christmassy, festive mood now, because I really wasn't feeling it. But just doing that sort of thing has got me, it's got me feeling a little festive, got me feeling a little happier. The lights are out everywhere now, all the adverts are in full swing on the TV and the radio, the Christmas songs are in full effect. So it's good times. It's good times. Yeah, playing Red Dead as well. That's been something that's kept me busy. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Christmas time to kill you and take your horse to the saloon.
Oh, I love going to the saloon. My favorite parts of that have been the parties. They're just like, you go out and get drunk with a guy called Lenny, and then you have a party at camp, and I was just like enjoying chugging some beer and listening to the songs and all that kind of thing.
You enjoyed pressing triangle to sip.
You have I know you're... Red Dead 2 is so good at just emulating going out drinking with your friends. It doesn't...
It immerses you.
It's a game. You're telling me you do more than press a button to drink and just sit there?
Yeah,
I mean, yes, that's physically what happens, but you're immersed in it, so it doesn't feel like
atmosphere.
that.
So there's
I know you don't do immersion, but a lot of people happen to like it.
So, for example, the party at the camp, you're having a little party because you rescued a buddy and brought him back home, and then, like, there's different campfires and people sitting at tables and they're telling a story or singing a song, and you can join in the song, and you just soak it all up. I'm just a little
how
cowboy
am I supposed
sponge.
To speed run that part.
You can't. You will not speed run Red Dead. That is a complaint I have about it.
You can be that guy who, like, as soon as the party starts, go to bed. You can do it.
My friend,
it's not fun.
My friend, like, beat the game. I think he 80%ed it. In like 100 hours, I think that's how long it took him.
Oh, you will not speedrun it. This is one of my only complaint, really, of the game is the slowness and the clunkiness. So clunkiness is just the fact that I only get used to the controls. GTA feels the same. It's not as fluid because there's way more interactions with the world, and you have to be in the right... So like hitching your horse, for example, you have to be in just the right position to hitch your horse. And the amount of times I'm not looking, I'm just pressing triangle, going, nothing's happening. But also it's quite new, so I'm assuming those things will be updated and patched out. And also there's not really fast travel, or at least if there is, I've not unlocked it yet.
You unlock fast travel. You can buy a map for the camp,
Okay.
And then you can use it to fast travel.
Okay.
It's not like perfect. It will get you like close, but it's not like pick a point on the map, you're there kind of thing.
That is a pain in the arse. Like, if your horse, for whatever reason, you get separated quite a distance outside of whistling range to your horse, you've got to run all the way back, and it's a big, big world.
I'll say the camp upgrades are good, so get those as soon as you can.
I think that's, I've been working on them. It's a fun game. I think it like, as I say, it's a Rockstar game, and it's an open world, so anything can happen. Like, I think the reason they take so much time is because you'll go, right, I'll set off, I'll do this mission, then I'll do this mission, and I'll pick up some ammo and supplies, and then I'll do this mission. So you go off on the route to your first mission. Well, then you get attacked by an enemy gang, so you fight all them, and then you're sidetracked by that, and then, you'll meet a stranger on the side of the road who's caught his leg in a bear trap, and you help them.
Well, guess his leg's gonna be in the bear trap because I got a mission to complete, bud.
Yeah, you would leave him, wouldn't you? And then there's people who are panning for gold in a river that you can talk to, and all these different things. And you're like, what's going on over here? Like, you can hear people, and you can just do whatever the fuck you want. And then if you like me, you can run into I haven't died too many times. I've only died twice, and the first time was there's a fucking just outside of the first town that you really see. There's a guy and his two sons building a house. This pissed me off. Well, it made me laugh, but it pissed me off because it loaded me away from it, and from my horse, and I had to run. So they're building this house, and they're like, oh, these guys, he's basically mocking his sons for their inability to build him a nice house. And I'm like, he's a bit harsh because they might not be expert carpenters, you never know. So I just went over to talk to them because he's like mocking them. So I was like, I'm going to give these guys a pat on the back and say, you're doing a good job, guys. That wall looks pretty sturdy because they've got like the frame of the wall of the house there. So I go over to talk to them. The fucking wall comes down. He goes, look out! And the wall falls and kills me. It crushes me. The first time I die is because I get hit by a falling fucking wall.
Have you come across the guy that gets just killed by his horse?
Oh, he gets kicked in the head. Yeah.
Yeah, he just like, bonk.
He's like, can you help me, buddy? I was like, sure, I'll come help you, because I'm a little good cowboy, me. Constable Colossus. Sheriff Big Balls is a good cowboy at heart. So I got off my horse, and I just saw him get kicked in the head, and I was like, oh, never mind. On we go.
If you want some help getting, like, some cash, this is for all you Red Dead players out there. Your first camp at the Horseshoe Ridge, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Horseshoe Overlook.
If you go down to the river and then head south along it, there'll be like this burnout town on your left.
Yes.
In one of those buildings, under like a counter, is a box with a gold bar worth $500 in it.
Right, I'm going there. I didn't know that. I was like, there must be something in this burnt out place.
Yeah, it's like one of the back buildings. You really have to like move around it. It's hard to see, but it's in there.
Oh, okay. I am gonna have a look at that. I'm trying to think of what else I did this week.
If you guys are looking for gold, look in the mirror. Look in my mirror, because I'm gold and you're silver and bronze.
But that means you're still a precious metal. And you're all precious to me, you little guys out there. I spent a full day, like, updating the YouTube page because we were a month behind. So if anyone listens on YouTube, I'm sorry. That it just happened. It just happens. You get backtracked, and then there's a backlog, and then you don't want to deal with it. You stick your head in the sand. But I've updated that. Plan is to do Manga Raiders, the actual forum as well, so all of them are archived and categorized nicely on its little thread where it belongs as well.
Oh, please don't do that post by post.
It's going to be post by post. So sorry, everyone. I apologize in advance.
Feel like the recent post by 800 pages.
But then I think the last time we did it was the 3-year anniversary, which was March? Yeah, it was. Okay, so we've got almost a year. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking it was episode 150. I was like, oh, it's a good couple months to go through there. Okay, maybe it won't be, maybe it won't be post by post. I don't know. We'll see.
It'll take you a bit.
It's going to take a long time. Maybe I don't think I'm going to get it done all in one go. But the other thing that I've been doing, because as well as updating it, it got me really in the mood for podcasting because I think we've discussed it a little bit this last year. The enthusiasm, the motivation hasn't quite been there from myself, just due to other things in life and that, you know. Do you know when you just hit that sort of rut and you get in a creative rut and you're slogging through, whereas it's getting me blood back up.
It's called My Last Two Albums.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh.
Hey, my nonsense was okay.
I understand that because I was in a rut for like 3 years, and then this year I'm working on 6 stories at the once right now.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
I made one
possible.
just randomly on Black Friday. I made a whole thing about just writing a story in a day, and I made one then. I don't know how I can keep it all in my head. I'm at my limit, honestly. I'm looking at some of these thinking, I need to wrap you up sooner rather than later on.
Yeah, I think one of my major weaknesses in writing is the inability to tell a story over a short story, like tell it over, keep it compact and tight, because I'm like, whoa, I could say all this in it instead, and everything just spirals into an epic. How you do 6 stories at once, I don't know.
See, here's the thing, and I think it has something to do with the way I've always written, which is that I would try to work on one story for a long time, and then I'd get real burnout, so I'd have to do a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And then come back around to it, and then do that again for a while, and then I'll get burned out. And that would cause like these weird jumps in quality as I got better as a writer and such, and I'm sure it's still happening. But what I've been doing is just writing a chapter 1, and then switching gears, write a chapter another, and I'm not getting bored. Never getting bored.
So you're not slogging through one story.
I'm not slogging through one story. I'm always changing things, keeping things fresh. And the natural result is when I'm writing one story, I'm also thinking, man, I don't want to think about this story right now, but here's the 4 other stories I can think about.
Okay.
So it is a way to keep yourself from feeling, I guess, getting into like a writer's lump, because you can always switch gears to a different story.
Yeah.
And obviously don't write the same story 3 over times. Come up with new material.
Don't do what I've done. And it's like, hey, here's a group of 4 people.
I just want a normal school life.
Yeah. Although that was a really weird thing, because that started as, I was like, let me see if I can make the most stereotypical. But I didn't, it was weird, because I was like, okay, I want to include as many tropes as I can. And I don't know why. Because that doesn't make... If I went, oh, this has got the most stereotypes and tropes of a school life manga light novel in it.
I love it. It's great.
That doesn't mean quality, does it?
Reading the tropes on me.
I don't know what my thought process was, because that doesn't mean it's going to be good just because it's got a load of tropes in it. I think it was just I don't know. I think it was an experiment.
That's a good place to start, though. You always need some sort of, a base of some sort. Like one of the stories I'm writing now, the entire reason I'm writing it is because I thought of the word quest ! And said, I want a story that's just that word.
Quest!
It's long. Quest! It's excited. It's happy. It's quest.
We're going on a quest!
Quest
exactly.
is whimsical.
Does every chapter end with that line? We're going on a quest!
If you say you're going on a mission, you're like Tom Cruise. No one gives a shit. If you're going on a quest,
going on a right mission.
If you're going on a right mission, then you're pretty good. But if you're going on a quest, get ready to be a friggin' wizard at the end. That's what it implies.
It's whimsy. That's the key ingredient in every single the whole story is whimsy.
Yeah.
Oh God. Maybe who knows? Maybe 2019.
How do you be whimsical? You use a wand and you say words like.
That's magic. It's not actually about magic. It's just
animal.
That feeling.
Yes.
Have you written anything recently?
No.
I know we're not getting off topic, because one of the big things is writing. I know we kind of neglected that over the last couple of years, but writing's a big thing for us.
I ain't write anymore. I wanted to do something this month, because everybody wants to try to do November
NaNoWriMo.
Not novel writing shit. But man, I sit down and I'm like, I don't care. Or I Chuny Chronicles, yeah. But when I write a story, I think I think like 85,000 steps ahead, 85,000 steps ahead. So I'm kind of like, okay, I'll do this, but then where is this going to go? What's the overarching theme? How's this going to pay off? What's the end of this going to be? What's the point of all this in the end? What's going to happen here?
I'm still waiting for some Mango PI payoff. I'm not going to lie.
Mango PI, I kind of realized logistically, I don't know if it's the right word, doesn't work as a story because it's about a guy who freaking murders somebody and then like helps somebody spy on his crush in high school.
But it's a comedy.
It's awfully inconsistent. I'll give you that.
It's also about how, like, I mean, yeah, I think it could work because I definitely like the. Well, Mango PI, like, it's fun to write, but it's just kind of like, even though it's a comedy, I don't like when something is just like insane, you know? So I wouldn't want to write something and then they can't just suddenly be like a little serious as well. So I wouldn't want it to just establish like, oh yeah, he just freaking murdered 5 people and look, he's funny. Because then you're like, but you
can get serious with stuff like that.
Yeah, but it makes you think in your head. You're instantly like, this guy literally just killed 5 people for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to involve it maybe a little more.
Well, and then I started thinking deep about the idea of Mango PI. Right? Like,
you went too deep. You didn't get it on paper.
He helps, because some guy goes on Yahoo Answers and he's like, does this girl like me? So Mango, like, you know, he comes and he's like, I'll help you out. We'll do some spying and stuff. And you're just kind of like, okay, that's pretty weird. You know?
It was funny. I mean, a good example, like, really wacky things out there, like, that are out there can be a bit heartfelt, like, Hinamatsuri. From this year.
So like for me, I only like grounded stories, and I only write stories that are grounded. Like, I don't like settings that aren't day-to-day life, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I would not write a story that's anything... Like, I would not write a story where the main character isn't me, basically, you know? Because that just keeps it simple. That's what I like. But it's hard to think...
A lot of writers have taken that tact over the years.
I was going to say, if you want a Gary Stew in there...
Well, I wanna write about stuff, especially everything that I've encountered and realized about society this year, you know. But it's kind of
makes it sound like you're doing some kind of like philosophical like hit piece.
No, it ain't philosophical. It's more like
the wacky tales of
really wacky
porn shop.
The porn, yeah.
Porn stories.
Yeah, watch yourself there. But yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think of, because you need like something like a good, like Mango PI like has like at least enough of a concept to base the whole thing off. Because ultimately, I don't like narratives that are pointless, you know, and don't have any sense of progression or anything in them. Because Mango PI clearly has an objective that's like laid out in the beginning. And I know stuff like, you know, I've talked many times about how K-On! Actually has a narrative and it progresses as a series because it ultimately is about 5 girls' high school journey, you know, and it's a progression through that. So stuff happens. But, I don't know.
K-On! Stuff happens.
Yeah, it does.
I ain't gonna hate on K-On! I enjoyed K-On! When I watched it. I thought it was fine.
Yeah. But I don't know. I wish I could write again. I just don't know what. I just
Give it
don't.
A go.
I don't know what. Like,
well, you have got. Well, I don't know. You're under no obligation to do it, but we have requested a Christmas Sonic/Bionicle Fox road trip.
Yeah, that shit's easy. Like there's no effort put in. Like that's just like first thought works stories like that, you know.
Yeah. Maybe that's what you try, Get it down on paper and then you can refine it.
It's the same thing with music, right? Like, I can make just, like, some wacky song and it'll be fun, but then I'll listen to it and be like, this is utter garbage, this is dog shit, this isn't as good as The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. This isn't as good as Bandmates Decided by Myself, so it's trash.
That's kind of... when I really think about it, fight scenes. So if I'm writing a battle scene or an action scene, I will literally do it train of thought, and I almost do it like bullet points. Like I just in my head, I just sort of see it, and then you go back and you refine it. So you get it all down, and then you go back and you go, right, okay, well, this didn't work here, or this could, this could be better, or this is a better way of expressing this thing that I saw in my brain.
When I do any creative art, I want it to be amazing, and I want every song to be freaking great. Not just for me. I want every song to just be awesome. So I always have standards I set. Like right now, it's the Smiths song, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Bandmaid's Evergreen, Haru's song, Sakai, whatever the hell, Psycho Moore's nostalgia J-pop. I'm like, I have to make songs that are this good, otherwise they suck. So that's why I listen to my last album, I'm like, it's not good enough. My album before that, not good enough. Post America, it has one bad song, so it's a bad album. That's the way that I view things, I'm like, this needs to be better. It has
just take the bad song off then, and then it's a good album.
No.
You don't need to keep it there.
See, I can make the best album and it's not good enough because it needs to be better next time. Something has
That's called being an artist.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You're just overreacting.
It's good to have high standards.
That's all of our problems. We all have that problem. You're just
There's a reason that I haven't posted. There's a reason I've not posted any of my writing. I have written in the background for a while. The reason I haven't posted anything for about a year and a half is because I'm not. It's not a standard I'd want it to be. It's not perfect in my mind. It could be better.
That's why you should show it off.
Here's the thing that's annoying.
I know.
It's annoying.
It's a logical inconsistency.
Like my song Jingle Girl. I was like, this song sucks. But I uploaded it, and then Lego left like a paragraph-long comment, and then somebody else I know was like, "Man, the song's great." I was like, "What are you guys talking about? The song sucks."
Did Lego be? Oh man.
Oh, man.
Everyone's their own worst critic. You especially.
Everyone's a critic.
Always a critic. But I think like the thing is, it's probably the same with writing. When you just have fun with it and you do something wild, and because me, I'm like, I want to make a great jangle song. I want to make a great rock song that's like this. But if you just do something and it's just like, maybe it's just like I think Lego's music is the best example because Lego doesn't give a shit if his chords, if he just plays like E and E with moving one finger for the whole song. Like he'll play two chords for the whole entire song and it doesn't matter because he still has the tune, But if I did that, if I made a song where it was just like the song we did together, Love Agent, is one chord progression. It's C, G, and D. If I came up with that, I'd say this sucks. But Lego came up with it, I'm like, Lego, this is great.
Yeah, Lego does like simple tunes, but like he is really good with what he does.
That's the thing, because Lego makes music with what he has the ability to do, and he creates stuff that's perfectly applicable in his own context. And he has an innate sense for tunes, which is very important in music. Because, again, even if your chord progression is G or C, G, D over and over, like to me, I'm like, no, that's not good enough. It has to be C7 and then it has to be G7. It has to be more than this. What is this simple? But then Lego sends me something and I'm like, Lego, this is genius. This is brilliant. This is perfect. This is great. I love it.
Yeah, but Lego has the same problem when it comes to like art, because he's like, oh no, this is bad and weird, and he's gotten more into the embracing the sketchiness of his art style now. But every once in a while, you'd see stuff go a breakdown on like, oh shit, you just did not expect to see based off of Lego's interpretation.
Oh, definitely, because that's the thing with art, especially with like one-man band stuff. When you have nobody to bounce your own tunes off, you never really know like because since I base my own songs, I set a standard with other songs or songs that I've done that I think are good.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of like, if it ain't as good as like Country Club, then it sucks,
Yeah, no, I think we all have that measuring stick. Like
and even like you throw something like the Bop Bop, dead simple song I come up with in 2 seconds, yet it has
catchy as fuck.
But that's the thing that's disgusting about making music. I could spend so much time, but then that stupid 3-chord song is the best one,
But then you can apply that to art. You can apply it to writing. Sometimes the simplest premises are the most effective. Like the simplest plot line you can think of. Like even inside an arc, it's I don't know, protagonist goes to rescue blah 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 who's been kidnapped by an evil band of marauders. I don't know. It's been done to death. It is a thing that's very familiar in people's things, but in people's minds. But you could weave that into a really interesting and entertaining story.
Oh, definitely.
We've been telling the same story from Gilgamesh to Star Wars, and people lap it up every goddamn time.
Yeah, simple things. So I'd never underrate anything being simple, because I always say it's not what's being told in a story or in a song, it's how it's done. It's not what it is, it's always how. It's always the execution that makes it good or bad to me.
Well, yeah, because and even in any story,
unless it's about fucking your lowly sister, then, you know.
Yeah. But
some stories
don't write that
saved.
Story. Take it from us, don't write that story.
Again, like two people can write the same idea. Like, if you take, White Album 2, and you put it on paper of, guy forms music club with two girls, and there's a love triangle. Somebody could write that and it'd just be a very shitty cliched story with no anything in it. Or it could be actual real White Album 2 where it's the best anime romance of all time. Well, because it's not actually romance, it's just real life crushing sadness. So
we can try that for a future what's the word?
Challenge.
Right. Like a writing challenge or a workshop. We'll say a one sentence. Not even a one sentence, a real simple, just anything to the seed to get things started and see all the different kind of things that come out of it.
Yeah. Because again, it's writing stuff, and that's perfectly the best art is the most honest art and the realest shit that you can do in your own context, whatever that context may be. Yeah. You know, and that's I don't know.
Something that's quite fun, just to piggyback off what Corin said, there's a whole subreddit called Writing Prompts. I don't know if have you guys seen that one before, or?
No.
Well, Writing Prompts is literally that, where someone will give you a one or two sentences or a short paragraph just saying, okay, this happened, and then you've got to then reply to it, in the comments, and you just tell the story based off whatever their prompt was. And some of them are really cool, and they get they get the creative juices flowing. Some are
oh, true enough, right?
I mean, some of them I love just reading, because I'm okay, that's a really interesting idea, but I can't think of anything myself for it. One of them was, one that caught my eye a couple days, I think it was yesterday. I know this is going off topic and all done, but, it was basically, they said everybody has the date of their death printed on them. When they're born, it's tattooed on you. It's on your skin, the day you will die. And you are a person who's 30 years old who decided for whatever reason you weren't going to look at yours. You never ever know when you were going to die. Until you get drunk one night and you decide to take a look. And it says, July 2018. But it's actually July 2030. And that's it. That was the plot. And I was like, oh, that's a cool thing. I want to see what people have done. And I was like, I have no ideas for that at the moment, but I'd love to see what people have put for that one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think stuff like that is, it's the same thing with sketching a lot, right? If you do a shit ton of sketches and then your main drawings, like leveling up, little writing, I hate that kind of shit because everything I do, I want to be the main course. If I write something, I want it to be the main story. I don't want to do little shit. Yeah. If I draw stuff, I want it to be the main drawing.
Because drawing stupid little things or writing stupid little things are so freeing.
It's true, but even the same with music, music's a little different because it captures a feeling way less than 24 hours after I came home from KC, I recorded Mr. Steak, because it was burning inside of me. It was it was absolutely and then it's one of the best, most energetic songs I've made because I had this burning energy inside of me that's not always there.
Well, there's a difference behind have burning energy and just making something quick and easy and not worrying about it.
Yeah, that's true as well, because sometimes the quick and easy stuff can actually turn out to be pretty good as well. But it's a degree of seriousness where it's I like it if everything is the main course and there's no nonsense, no fooling around.
Yeah, you don't want the drills. Yeah. No,
no drills.
I get that, because when I was learning to draw, the reason I didn't continue down that path is because the drawing hands every day, drawing 100 hands every day for 30 days, that kind of challenge, or drawing eyes, those kind of drills where you just practice the skill and practice. I didn't find it fun, and it wasn't worth the end product, so I stopped doing it. Whereas writing, the actual physical act of writing and doing, and even just writing dumb shit, you know, I enjoy doing it. It's fun. It's entertaining. I feel like it's a good productive use of my time when I do it.
Yeah, it all depends on how relevant it is. Like if you just draw hands for no reason and don't think about what you're doing, it ain't going nowhere.
It was to be able to draw manga.
Yeah, you have to look at. I think this whole thing is like it's a 12-course meal, right? You start with like maybe a little, like a single oyster or something. You move on to a salad and maybe a little bit of bread, some sort of bread dish, and you just keep going through and through. And it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And some courses are bigger, some are smaller, some are just a little something until you move on to the next one. And it's a variety of things. You don't have to concentrate on everything's the main course, because then you get overloaded and you leave dinner 25 pounds heavier than you started.
And then you won't want dessert, manimal. We could do it. You don't have dessert.
It's like how you see so many albums where there's like, every once in a while there's just a 30-second long track. And and later in the album there's a 6-minute long track. You gotta split it up.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess that's good for pacing, because that is something I should maybe do. Maybe I need to work on short stories and stuff. Because we'd kind of done them in the past. We did a Bleach fan fiction. That was a shortish story. So maybe I just need to keep focusing on stuff like that. Pardon me.
It's a Bleach fan fiction you didn't finish because it was too long, but I digress.
Oh, no, the other one. The other one that had...
The other one.
The self-insert one. No, the actual one that I had was... yeah, that's a perfect example, actually. The one that we did where it was us lot, I can't remember why we did that one. Why did we do one?
Why we did Bleach fanfiction?
We did, because we did one...
the Bleach ending episode.
Oh, okay. I was trying to remember now. I was like, I know we did like really long Bleach fanfiction, and then I did one that just had all of us in. I just remember that it ended with Lego getting the shit kicked out of him by Yoriichi. Because she was a black cat, and then she kicked the fuck out of him. And that's all I remember from it. It's hazy days, but... oh yeah, the Bleach episode. God, that was 2 years ago. That is scary.
Don't remind me. I'm still not over it.
There's something about Bleach. I was trying to... I found an image on... someone was previewing, like, some manga for Bleach, and I don't know... I was trying to figure out what it was, where it was coming from... what it was part of, but it was basically a preview of Shuhei Hasage's Bonkai. And it just showed like a manga panel of his Bonkai. Look, the shitty quality it was, you could see like chains around his neck and shit. It looked pretty cool, because, Hisage was always damn cool. Kazushine was fucking sick.
Was it have to do with like the light novels that came out?
Possibly.
Because I know those were... there's been a lot of Bleach light levels, as I discovered, but specifically the ones that came out after Bleach ended, and they're like, we're going to continue Bleach, are all about Shuhei.
Because he's a cool character.
He is a cool character. Also, he's also like the only journalist left in Soul Society. And he's got to find the truth.
He's not fake news. He ain't no CNN. Fuck you, Eisen. Yeah, I need to find what that is. Speaking of news, we unless anyone's got any more about the writing topic, I know that kind of came out of nowhere, but I enjoyed it. I always like talking about writing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to write again one day. I'd love to finish Mango PI, but like, I don't want to write a high school story.
Okay.
Maybe
take that then. And see if there was any elements that you could reimagine. As silly as it sounds,
I tried thinking of Mango PI in the college tale, but it doesn't work as well in that context.
Yeah,
because then you're just kind of like, that's even weirder.
Well, is it strange to write it in high school, or is it because you're specifically doing it as like a self-insert character?
Well, because I ain't there, so it's weird.
Fair enough. Because I was going to say, because like the Persona one I was doing, like it was set in high school, but I guess I'm not the characters, so, I suppose if you're doing it as consciously as a self-insert, unless you could draw on your memories, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like if I made an album about how excited I am for Masquerade the movie. It's the exact same feeling for me.
Fair enough.
We should do that. We should make an album and it's set in 2003 and it's just about, I can't wait till Masquerade the movie comes out.
I mean, that would be kind of cool, actually, if you said an album in the past. It's
Oh
like
my
a
god.
period piece.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that'd be great, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Okay. I'm going to
It's
write that
happening.
idea down.
Oh, you better. But before you go on,
Man,
write
I
that
came up with
idea
this
down.
yesterday. I thought it was funny. I'm like, man, what does ATV stand for? A&W Transportation Vehicle, because you're fat. And you need to go to A&W. So you get in the A&W Transportation. It's time for the news. You know it's true.
It is time for the news. Yay! We got news. News poos for you guys. Okay, I'm going to hit these really quick because there's not a huge load of shit. Here's one for the that's fucking obvious file. Tetsuya Nomura has said Final Fantasy VII, the remake, will be the next priority for the public relations department after Kingdom Hearts 3 is released. So at least they're saying it still exists, and that throws fuel to the fire that we might see something on next year's E3.
Just play
From
the
Final
old
Fantasy
game.
Maybe. Just play it on the PS1 Classic, which is available on. Just make sure you have your own micro USB. Because it's got no power supply.
That's bullshit.
The other thing that I saw that I just want to throw out really quickly for you guys, just in case you're interested, is the Sword Art Online franchise has opened job applications for game, anime, and spin-off novel writers.
Yes, this is my chance, guys.
So the editor of Sword Art Online novels and head of creative management company Straight Edge put out a recruitment call on Wednesday for writers to work on various projects within the Sword Art Online franchise. Detailed knowledge of the series is not an essential requirement, he says.
Ooh.
So
I don't have detailed knowledge of the series.
The jobs will fall into three types, so anime scriptwriter, game story writer, and novelist. But here's a sticking point for many. Prior experience with professional fiction writing in anime novels or the game businesses is a must.
All right, guys, get right out.
Yeah, but if you are a person who is interested in potentially writing some Sword Art Online franchise fiction, obviously that doesn't mean the main stories, but working on it, go and apply. And we're on Alicization now. I don't know what happens after that, so I don't know. But you'll be writing season 4 of
imagine if like
Sword Art Online.
You started writing it, and imagine if they listened to Anime Surgery Sword Art and they were like, "This guy's writing season 4. He knows what's up.
This motherfucker knows what we should have done."
This guy knows exactly what's going on. We have to
some
hire
good
him.
points with that. Do you know what they just need to? I mean, regardless of what we say about it, it's very successful. So what they're doing. They're doing something right. The masses like it. I mean, there are a mass that doesn't like it, but that's like a trendy thing, I think. I liked from what I saw from season 2, it was okay. Like I liked the girl character in there because she was terrified of guns because she was held at gunpoint as a kid in a bank robbery and shot a robber, I think. She either shot the robber or her mum shot the robber. So she's terrified of guns and she feels guilty because she used a gun to kill a bank robber to save her life. And so she goes into a virtual reality with guns in to, like, trying to get over her fear. She had a backstory. This was the thing. It was like she had a backstory. She had a goal that she wanted to do. The combat in there, in the gun-based combat that they had, was really cool. Like that, I remember that first episode when she was like a sniper against this like really high-tech Call of Duty player. It was like Call of Duty the anime. It was really cool. Like they were having like these, because like she was a sniper, so when she missed her shot, he knew where she would be. So it was like she could only shoot once in one position, and then she had to move.
He's got freaking UAV on. It's freaking.
Yeah, he definitely had his UAV on.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this Alicization one is focused in that world, but not Gun Gale. That's why I want to check out that spin-off one that came out in the summer. The bunny girl woman. Because if it's just that fight, it was fun. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was just gun battles in a virtual reality, and it was really good. It was fun times. Like, remember Sagegaboo?
Yeah, the show's freaking great.
The comedy was awesome, but like, I enjoyed the gun battles in it. The actual action in it was fun.
That whole show was like one of the most solid 8 out of 10 animes in existence.
And no one talks about other than us, but it doesn't matter because it was still brilliant.
It's like that and Bakugan are in the exact same category of like amazing series that I hope never become popular.
Just so you can be like, I was there, man.
Yeah, I don't want Bakugan to become popular because it only appeals to the right people. Like shows like Savity Babbity Boo and Bakugan appeal to people with great taste. They only appeal to the exact right audience, you know. Yeah. Like, people who look at Bakugan are like, that's stupid. That's dumb. Why would I ever watch that? Those people
If I hadn't watched the first episode of Sabegaboo, I would not have continued, because just a glance at it, the synopsis and the art style, I'd be like, no, not for me.
Well, again, that's what they use this to throw off the squares, so the real people can, they sniff it up.
So the real fans come in.
They know Fried Chicken Lemon. They know that freaking episode where the pink-haired girl takes a shit and can't flush the toilet, so she has to crawl out the window. And then
What's the one with Fried Chicken Lemon when she gets him to drive off the hill and then jumps out the car?
Yeah. No, but just the fact that there's an episode. Oh God, that whole show. That whole show.
Oh, it was good.
And same with Bakugan. Like, these are the kind of series, this is why I should finish Asobi Asobase, because it was the same kind of style, but not quite as interesting. Again, even like Bakugan and stuff like that. Like, these are shows that appeal to the right people, not all the people.
Not you squares out there.
Yeah, you guys are squares. You the same kind of squares who wouldn't watch a show like High School Fleet because they think it's all like moe shit, but don't realize its hidden brilliance. It's not for you squares. You guys keep watching your ReZero and whatever else is going on.
You got some hate. You got some vitriol for the anime fandom out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to write Sword Art Online, you can write Sword Art Online, everyone. The other thing, well, there's two other things that have been big news stories that made me laugh. Have you guys seen the Thot Patrol? Surely you guys have seen this.
Yes, that was quite interesting.
So
I do not think I have, so please explain.
Okay. Allow me to explain. So, we've all seen on Twitter, Facebook, all those kind of places, there is certain girls in the community, and in anime as well, cosplayers who will sell premium Snapchats or not lewd photographs of themselves to Patreons. If you pay, you'll get, a not safe for work photo or video or whatever of a girl. So
you're looking for the titties.
Yeah, people are paying for the titties, basically. So titty streamers, I guess, would be a kind of overarching theme. But yeah, cosplayers. Yeah, actually titty streamers who get the tits out and stuff. So, people selling these kind of things, bikini photo shoots, all that sort of stuff. Girls who sell that shit online. Well, one man decided he'd had enough of this shit, and he started a campaign to report these girls, these cam. I'm saying
these
cam girls.
Lewd women.
Yeah, cam girls is not technically the word. I know people are going to go.
I mean, they call themselves sex workers, which is like a. I don't know why you'd want to call yourself that.
Don't refer to yourself as a sex worker.
It's descriptive.
Yeah,
sex worker in UK means...
SW is the term I've seen used the most.
I have seen sex workers thrown about. Sex worker in England explicitly means a prostitute.
That's what I thought as well, so I was kind of surprised to see.
Like if you said someone was a sex worker, you are a prostitute.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why I was surprised. I was like, are you really calling you? Like, what?
Call yourself cam girl. Cam girl's better. Well, it's not better, but because I'm not passing judgment on a prostitute. If that's your hustle, that's your hustle.
You do what you do, and people pay you for it. That's what they do.
Gotta do what you gotta do. At the end of the day, if that's the line of work that you're happy to pursue, then
I don't think anyone's really happy to do that, but yeah.
I don't know. I think in America, I think sex worker is just a nicer way of saying someone who sells their body in a sexual manner. For whatever way it is. It's just it's a nice encompassing term that doesn't sound derogatory.
A nice umbrella term. Okay, well, in that case, if that's, yeah, I can see it. So, basically what it is, one man, I believe his name is David Wu, took it as his mission to report these people, because he thought to himself, these girls probably aren't paying the IRS. So he's decided to make it his mission to get these girls reported to the IRS for tax evasion. So he's encouraging other people to report any of these people to the IRS. He provides links to the government forms that you fill out. You also get a monetary reward if they do find people. And the backlash that he has received, as well as some of the complaints on Twitter and Facebook and everything, have been hilarious. Like, why the fuck has someone reported my premium Snapchat? Now the fucking government's auditing me. You know, it's kind of, it is brilliant. But now, accusations have come out about David Wu saying, you know, either just today or yesterday, they've come out saying he's threatened, or a litany of allegations of, rape.
The most self-righteous people are always the ones who have done the worst shit.
The thing is, I personally, from the screen caps, the couple I've seen, I've not seen all of them, but the screen caps I've seen really look fake. They do not look legit. They look heavily edited. So I'm very dubious about this one.
No, I liked it when we were jumping to conclusions. That felt better.
Okay, let's go. Fuck you, David Wu. God damn it. How dare you?
I'm sure it's a whole mix of all things. No one's perfect. And there's got to be some sort of bee in his bonnet other than, I want to make sure the IRS is getting its taxes.
Yeah, I think, I mean, there's probably...
The only reason he would want that is if he worked at the IRS.
Maybe he does. David Wu...
If they are evading their taxes, I don't know.
Yeah, I think, because one of the points people have come out and gone, well, why do you care?
Guys,
so, like,
pay your taxes.
Yeah, this is a whole. It is
about paying your taxes, but I guess there are rules for like self-employed. I guess is that what you call it at this point?
I don't know.
There's certain amounts of money that you can earn before you have to report it. I think I don't know how taxes
work. Some of these girls, because I'm
not a government.
As you can imagine, there's thousands of videos and posts that have come out. It is exploded over the internet, and there's the two camps right now. There's the people who defend it and say, why do you care? You know, this person's making money. You know, it doesn't matter how they're making money. Why are you trying to affect their livelihood? And then there's the other camp of people who are like doing it for the laughs. And then people who are saying, well, yeah, you should pay your taxes because then that'll go to, you know, people who need them, you know, people who need services like elderly people and stuff. It'll go to the communities and stuff like that.
Pay your taxes.
I think, yeah, pay your taxes.
People get angry about taxes, but that's how governments work. We give the government money to fix the shit we can't just go out and fix on our own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Government will fix your shit if you pay them money. That's kind of how it works. It is funny. Some of the meltdowns
quite an interesting saga and debate. I don't know the full... I don't got the full briefing and intel about the situation.
Neither have I. I was just sort of...
I kind of feel like...
something.
It's like tangentially related at best.
Yeah,
like stuff like that. Like if people are gonna pay for stuff like that, then they're gonna pay for it.
I think the most shocking one was the fucking prices people will pay on Patreon. So there's one of the videos I was watching.
Ridiculous stuff.
Well, and the thing is, people say like, I know some people will be like, well, why don't you just watch porn? But I kind of get the appeal because it's a more like personalized
stuff.
It is personal, but also there's some people for which the shit gets real. And I won't name names. I've heard this
because they pay for stuff that they're gonna get stuff.
Yeah.
But it is some weird shit too, because I heard this through a third party that there is this girl who would do this kind of thing. But one of her clients, his whole thing is he would pay her thousands of dollars for her to come up with a list of things that he would then go to the grocery store and buy himself after being told to go buy them. And then he would take them back to his home, fill his bathtub with them, and then get in with all the stuff the girl told him to buy.
Yeah,
that was this guy's specific fetish, and more power to him. But I feel like you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to do it.
I don't understand where that comes from. Like, I get the basis, I know about the whole what do you call it? Yeah, I know. I understand that.
Dominant power dominance thing, but I don't understand the bathtub.
It's so specific. It's so specific to like go out and buy these groceries and put them in the tub.
I mean,
if there's a market and there's a way to make money off this kind of shit, then freaking do it.
This is the thing. I was like, do you know what? More fucking power to you. If you can, if there
are really people who are gonna dump money to see you step on a watermelon. Why aren't you going to do that? Of course you're going to do that.
Somebody, a colleague of
mine.
Make
all the money you can. It's just...
Maximize profit.
Pay your taxes. Why are we talking about this still? I'm so confused.
Because it's a great subject. See, it reminds me, a colleague of mine, she's on Tinder, and she was getting messages from guys, and there was one guy who was offering her three figure sums of money to send photos of her feet, in like tights and in stockings and stuff. He was like, just send me pictures of feet and I will PayPal you over money. And she was obviously showing everyone these messages, going, oh my god, what a fucking weirdo. Whereas I was like, I'll be honest, I'll fuck it. If we split that 50-50, I'll shave my fucking legs and I'll pose in those fucking... I was like, my god.
I think that...
you kidding?
I mean, at the same time, enabling that's kind of dangerous as well.
I was like, that's fucking... I mean, I guess it's different
because I'm... fetish.
Oh, I know, but
at least
I'm
he's
saying...
offering to pay for the foot fetish. It's a lot worse if you're like, you're a foot fetish who just takes pictures of people on the street.
Oh, definitely. But I'm saying,
don't do that.
I feel like if you even, like, we're just like, here you go, here's some pictures, they'll never end. And we'll
you guys saw my feet.
The situation will
If
worsen.
we continue splitting it 50-50, I'll happily take... Yeah. 3-figure sums this guy was offering.
I know. I just feel like he'll be like, "Oh, I paid you all the money, so now you got to give me more."
No, you got to give me your feet, and then that's when you pull the curtain back and go, "Look, motherfucker."
I mean, I feel like that's part of you have to maintain secrecy on the internet.
Yeah.
You got to be careful about that kind of thing.
I guess that could. Yeah, that could.
Yeah, like if you're doing it anonymously, if you're doing it through like even like Tinder and stuff, that feels odd.
That's because that's
not the place.
And name and
really.
Any relationship can escalate badly.
True enough.
True that. It was something to come out because it's all over like social media, and some of the meltdowns are really funny.
Pay your taxes.
The back and forths is great. The two insults is basically people calling them Thots, and then there's the Thots calling people incels. And the incels are calling people Thots, and it's this fight that's going on, and it's great. I love this shit. The only other drama that needs to be brought up it's anime related this time. It's not really a drama, it's kind of a non-issue, but basically, Zombieland Saga, the most inoffensive show in the world this season, has somehow managed to stir up some controversy. Again, I don't know if you guys have seen, but essentially one of the characters, the small, lowly-ish character, Lily, in one of the latest episodes, I haven't seen it just yet. I've kind of dropped the show after episode 5-6. Episode 6, she has come out as a trans character. So in the Crunchyroll sub, it explicitly says they are a transsexual. So people were talking about, they've got a trans character. This is great. However, it apparently turns out that they are a trap. So they are just a boy dressing as a girl, pretending to be a girl. They're not a trans character, they're a trap, which is two totally different things. And then people are moaning at Crunchyroll because they are, because they translated it wrong, or then people are going, no, Crunchyroll are pushing their own identity politics at people. How terrible of them. And then people are defending it, going, no, it's positive trans representation, and it's this whole shitstorm. And I was like, how is this
either
the
one
show?
Or the other?
I said,
if you want positive trans representation to the ceiling, go watch Double Decker. It has it. It legitimately just has people who are transgendered, and it's
not even been mentioned. It's not even been mentioned in this conversation.
Yeah, it's a thing.
This is what thingy. I'm like, it's the most. Like, I've watched the show, and I guarantee I think both sides are dumb, essentially. I guarantee most of the people who are complaining about the fact that Crunchyroll have mistranslated it have not watched a second of the show. It's probably not their cup of tea. It's just a chance to jump on Crunchyroll. Which, again, I think...
I'll never read Western media articles about anime because it's the stupidest shit ever.
Yeah. Which, personally, I do agree with their sentiment that, yes, Crunchyroll should be translating it accurately. They shouldn't be adjusting lines. I prefer it to be true to the source material. So, because I get artist interpretation, but also I know that's a really minor thing. Like in this case in point, like I couldn't care less if the character is trans or trap. They're gonna have female characteristics, and for all intents and purposes, they act like a girl. They're in a girl idol group. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, it doesn't affect the story. It doesn't affect how the character is. It's just a throwaway gag, essentially, from what I've gathered. I haven't seen the episode, so maybe it's a big plot point, but from what I gather and sort of from what I've seen of the show so far, it would be a throwaway. It doesn't matter. So people causing a massive stink about it.
It cuts both ways, of course, because, I mean, we could end up with Sailor Moon with two very affectionate cousins. And suddenly you are looking at a much different relationship than just...
Yeah.
Potentially more troublesome, I think, for the early 90s values than just being a lesbian. Maybe not.
Here's the first... So I Googled it, because I was like, I don't know... Like, I've seen the controversy and stuff, but I don't know the facts about it, because I've been doing a bit of digging to try and, like, has Crunchyroll definitely mistranslated it, or have they definitely translated it as something slightly different? So I've had to do a bit of digging. But the very first result that I got from my Google search was this one. And actually, I'm not going to read it. Do you know what? No. Don't matter. I wasn't going to read it. I was going to read it, but I'm not going to. It has the word. I've just realized that it has a note at the bottom and says "trigger warning for transphobia" if you read. So I'm not going to.
And at the end of the day, controversies like this are stupid, and there's no reason to focus on them.
Yeah, I think like I get where people are coming from with the Crunchyroll thing, saying yes, it should ideally try and keep it as faithful as possible, but it doesn't change the fabric of the story. Really, I don't really care. And most people aren't really watching it, If it's a trap, it's a trap. If it's trans, it's trans. I don't know. It's this kid, this little blue-haired zombie. We have to remember that ultimately it's a little zombie kid.
It's just a
Doesn't really
stupid show.
It's a very stupid show.
You don't have to treat it like it's the goddamn... I don't know, I was trying to think of something, I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, but keep faithful to translations, but also don't worry about it. Don't stress too much if shit like this goes down, There's bigger things to stress about, which is this current season of anime, which Zombieland Saga is a part of, which I can't talk about because I'm not up to date about. So, Manimal, have you watched anything at all?
It's bagel time.
It's waffle and bagel time for Man Meal. Corin, I'm guessing you have watched something, hopefully, possibly. I really hope so.
I have watched, and in other news, I tried to crack my my password, and I realized I have a incorrect type for cracking my password.
So
there's multiple tables. There's multiple data tables to download, and I accidentally... I misunderstood what they were saying. I only downloaded the one that was only good for dictionary-based passwords, which I know mine was not. So that's happening. But I at least know how to work it now. That's good. But, yes, I've watched it.
I admire you doing this during the podcast. I just imagine I'm going to hear like a load of like fax machine noises, and then we'll lose connection to you. It's like, Corin's either done something really right or really wrong. I don't know which.
It should be fine. Right now I am downloading a 12-gigabyte torrent file. Thank God I still have uTorrent installed on this old motherfucker.
Fucking uTorrent.
And it contains just all of the files, so I'll get the right one for sure.
You'll get it eventually. But yeah, anime season.
Alright, so anime. Skullface bookseller Honda-san has thrown me for a twist because I thought it was just a throwaway joke, after the end credits one time where he's talking to his editor, who is portrayed as a seal. And it's funny because he's talking about his show while he's his comic while they're making the show, and it's, you know. But as it turns out, in the context of Skullface bookseller Honda-san, the character Honda-san is literally still the actual mangaka, and he is making it while being in the show. Skullface bookseller Honda-san.
Oh, that's gone meta.
Because he went to a party, and like there's a publisher, he's like complaining about the manga. He's like, they never make fun of distribution people. This guy, and then the dude with him, he's like, and he looks up and the Skullface dude's just like, hi. And he's like, oh, you're the one. So yes, he is him in the thing that's also him.
Yeah, he is a bookstore seller as well as a mangaka.
Bookseller as while making the manga.
Yeah, as well as making the anime then.
Yes. It's all I think it's just he's flashing back to an earlier point in his own life because it is basically self-biographical in a way.
When he's a younger skeleton.
He's a young skeleton then. But like they cut away to like him talking to his editor. He's like, you could maybe even get a live action thing, and he's like, you could be portrayed by a cute young guy, and it just shoots to like stereotypical the way he would draw a cute young Japanese actor, but doing some of the weird ass lines from the earlier episodes, and then it comes back to the skeleton.
Imagine a live action of Honda-san.
Oh my god! I hope it would just be like a shitty.
Yeah, it needs to be terrible CG
skeleton, just like being puppeted around.
I want it to be stop motion, like one of those ones that you had in the biology rooms, like at school, just like a stop motion of that, and then just people with masks on.
That would be fantastic. But then it like skips over to like some more like bigwig at the whatever magazine it was. He's like giving some advice, and at the end he's just like, "Oh, by the way, can you draw me as a koala?" And he's been a koala this entire time. It's the weirdest shit.
Yeah,
I really love the show though. It's really fun. There's like a father and son from Texas who get really hyped up over Naruto. And Honda just like, I don't have the heart to tell them that they probably sell Naruto in Texas too.
I'm sure they do. Big in Texas, Naruto is.
Mm-hmm. And then Golden Kamui. Oh. You finish your bowl of bread?
Yeah, I did.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did.
Speaking of food, Golden Kamui was really good. Not a lot of food content this time around, a little disappointing, but we keep getting backstories about the soldiers. Like, we got the backstory about the Bataki guy, the bear who was with the bear hunter. And then this last episode was backstory on Ogata, the sniper dude with the scars on his face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know if this
I know you mean
continue, but that's what the last two episodes have been. Were just backstory on the soldiers who kind of joined the team.
Fair enough. So they're fleshing them out a little bit.
Yeah, it's just good because I like both of those characters. Like, they're all really good. But now, like, everyone's kind of met as a big group again. If we were to consider them our heroes, if we shall. Yeah. AKA the ones who are kind of on Sugimoto's and Asira's side. Also, the fortune teller lady is there. I'm not sure about her yet.
Fuck that bitch.
She seems to be right on that line of, okay, we definitely know she's betraying them to a degree. I guess the question is how much.
Never trust the fortune teller. That's what I've been told.
Yeah, never trust a fortune teller. And then let's see what after that. JoJo is fucking insane right now. So they're on a boat. That was a dude. The dude was a thin boat on the outside of the other boat, right? We recall this.
I remember you saying this. So yeah, they're in a boat that is sheathed by a man condom of another guy.
Of another boat. Yes.
Sense.
And then one of the dudes unzipped his head because that's his power. He unzips things. And then,
yes,
so that's
I remember
that's fun. And okay, but the dude whose head got unzipped is still alive because his head's just unzipped magically. He's not actually like decapitated. So they were fucking around with his head on the boat, and like they were like kicking the shit out of his body while his head's just sitting on the deck, staring, screaming silently because they zipped his mouth shut. It's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
But
it's probably not as bad in context, but sounds pretty fucked up.
Well, it wasn't too bad until they put a fish hook through his eyelid and burnt a hole in his eyeball with a magnifying glass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. But basically what they discover is that he has a partner who's on the Isle of Capri, where they're headed, who's going to ambush them once they get the boat there. So they send two dudes out. They send Giorgio Giovanni, the JoJo.
Giovanni.
George. They send George. And they send a guy named Miska. His stand is Sex Pistols. Is his stand.
Okay.
And
well, I can't wait to hear.
Basically, his superpower is a gun. The Sex Pistols there's actual six of them. It's translated as 6 bullets, I think, or 6 or something like that. But they're 6 little ones. They kind of look like bullets, and when he shoots normal bullets from a normal gun, they like ride the bullets and then like kick them like it's a soccer ball to redirect the bullets. That's their thing. But he fights Kraftwerk. And Kraftwerk's whole thing is they can stop things like from penetrating. He can stop things in place.
Okay.
So he gets like shot a bunch in like the head, but the bullets stop like right under his skin, so he doesn't die. Until eventually, he uses Sex Pistols to shoot another bullet on top of the bullet he already shot into his head, which moved the first bullet just a little bit more into his brain. And scrambled him. And
the main thing I want to listen to is the Japanese translation of Sex Pistols, so like the voice actor. So like, sexual pistol.
It's really not that crazy, actually.
Is it not? Oh, why you gotta shatter my dreams like that, Matt?
I'm sorry, man, but he didn't do a crazy thing. I think they're better about it these days.
They should know that's one of the main things to turn into.
See, my only thing is, it took me forever to figure out what the hell they meant by what Kraftwerk was, because I'm not familiar with the band really. Also, they translated it differently from Kraftwerk to Kraft space work, but the English translation from Kraft space work is arts and crafts.
Oh, yeah.
So that's confusing. The JoJo's really good, and then Gridman's just weird. Because, like, they reveal, like, to the whole group that, like, What's-Her-Face is a god. And then...
Big Titty Lady.
Big Titty Lady's a god. And then Big Titty Lady shows up, and she's like, I'm a god. Here's my skull... Here's my, axe cop alien friend.
He's gonna fuck you all up.
Yep, and then, like... They're all in that, but then Rika, a thick girl, She's all like, nah, that doesn't make any sense. She can't be a god. It just doesn't make sense. And then she's like, I don't want to believe it. And then she's on like the bus with the god girl, and she's like, hey, by the way, I'm definitely a god. Also, you don't want to listen to your friends about it because I specifically designed you never to hate me.
Okay.
It's super fucked. But she has no choice but to be okay with it because that's how she's been programmed.
Oh, so she's like manipulating them.
She's literally their god. God has come down from the heavens and challenged you to a kaiju v robot battle. That's what Gridman is about.
Whereas God is a puppeteer, not a fatherly or paternal figure.
Also, she's probably being controlled by the aliens. Also, there's a city in the sky. Because there's nothing outside the city they live in, but if you go high enough, there's just like a mirror city up there. That kind of looks like a circuit board, but that's just probably colors. It's very confusing.
It sounds like it, I'm not going to lie.
I'm not convinced that we're not just going to discover that the entire universe of Gridman is just a simulation by aliens.
I mean, that can't be worse than the ending of Darling and Frank, so, if they do that, then...
It probably can't. There's no way
I still think of that floating 02 ship thing, and it makes me die slightly inside when I think of that.
It should. It should. That's the proper reaction.
Like I think of that sometimes, and I'm just like, no.
I thought of Darling in the Franxx recently because I was sort of looking back on the anime of 2018, and I was like, Darling in the Franxx was a thing that we had high hopes for. Watched episode 1, said, could be good. And then we went through the first 8 episodes, and it was like, I'm not so sure. And then fast forward to episode 21, and it's like, hey, yo, main bad guy of the series, these aliens. You never met them before, but don't worry about it. And then
look, there was 3 solid fucking episodes in the middle there. If we could just erase our memories of everything about Darling and Franxx except the 3 good episodes in the middle. Damn, that'd be a fun
you want
show.
about the episode where they draw the line in the middle and it's the boys versus the girls, and the girls steal all the boys' like clothes and stuff while they're in the baths?
How did you guess?
Or is it the wedding one where the guy and the girl have a wedding because she wants a baby? Bitch wants a baby.
No, none of those. Absolutely none of those.
02 becomes a giant mecha, and he's piloting her inside her, and then they fly through space, but she leaves a stone version of herself on Earth.
It's a metaphor.
It's not a metaphor, it actually happens.
It's a metaphor for how stupid the show is. God damn it, let's stop talking about Darling the Franxx.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention
so
this.
last season.
Digressing and backsliding. You know how in Golden Kamuy Season 1 they get to the beach and they all do this stupid anime jump?
Oh, the yatta thing. Yeah.
They do it again, except there's like 12 of them all holding hands this time. Except for the sniper dude who's being serious and like watching their backs with like some binoculars.
I did love that because it was like
doing the jump.
It was so out of place that first season because it's like, oh okay. Oh god,
yeah.
Golden
like,
Kamuy
this last episode
show.
was really dark. It was all about how the sniper dude like murdered his brother and father during the war and shit. But like Ed's is just jumping up in the air.
God, that's a good show.
I love the inconsistency of that show's humor.
Go watch Golden Kamuy, everyone, if you aren't already. It's a solid show. It's like there's nothing you can say about it really. You can just say it is a 8 out of 10 show. It's solid, it's fun, it's good. Go watch it, even though I'm behind on it. But I'm a hypocrite. What do you
actually
want from
9 out of 10. I'd wait to even go so far to say.
Yeah. Depending on how it ends.
You guys willy-nilly giving them 9s like it's nothing.
Honestly, go watch Golden Kamuy.
I ain't watching it as if.
It's an excellent show.
It's good. It's good all round. the animation, the sound, the voice acting, the story, the characters, the exchanges between them. Like, one of the fucking episodes is them just, like, half the show is like Bear Grylls style documentary where they're learning, you know, the Inuit girl. I forgot what they're called now. They're Ainu. Yeah, the Ainu people. It sort of learned a bit about their culture.
Yeah, maybe if it was about Nunavut, I'd like it.
Just them catching, like, a fucking squirrel and cooking it and shit. Like, their little exchanges and quips between each other and the dynamic and chemistry between them is fun. Like, it's entertaining. There was never an episode of Golden Kamuy that I watched that it felt like a chore. Like, some shows we watch for the podcast can feel chorish.
But not only are you being entertained, you're learning something. That's the glory of it.
Yeah. Like, even the dumb jokes. Like, you know, the word he uses for... Was it miso? The word he used for
she
miso?
thinks miso looks like poop, so she calls it poop, and he starts calling it poop in her language.
So, because she thinks it's poo, so like he's using it, so she's disgusted that he's putting shit on his food, and just dumb little exchanges. Even that's like a dumb little joke, but it's funny and it works well in the show.
Yeah. So Golden Kamuy is real good. The fast forwarding back again. Double Decker's real fucking good. It's so stupid, but it's real fucking good.
Would you say it has positive trans representation?
It does. I'm not even joking about that. It is the most egalitarian society I've ever seen, except for all the
That's what
terrible
makes me laugh about that kind of thing.
But it's
like
that's the thing about the show, right? Is it's a very humorous show, and it doesn't concentrate on that kind of thing. It's just like, this is a part of the universe, man.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
That makes me laugh about these kind of shows, because most shows you'll be like, oh, it's got a female protagonist, or it's got different ethnic groups and stuff, and it's like, it's incidental that they're there. It's fine, like, if it's properly integrated, and it's like they're trans.
It's normalizing something that people in our society have trouble normalizing, and by that you help normalize it in our own society. And I'm not saying normalization is a bad thing. I mean, normalizing it until everyone's like, yeah, it's just a thing. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's the kind of, I guess, to use the word representation, that's what I like, because it's like, it isn't a big deal. If you are making a character a different skin color or a different gender, or making them trans or whatever, for the sake of it, like going, oh, I'll make that, then to score brownie points for people, I always think that's wrong.
Yeah, like, it's the difference between genuinely doing it and just tokenism.
Yeah. Like, my Shonen story, I have a character who's gay in there. It's not because I think, oh, this'll be one for gay fans, people who identify as homosexual. It just fit the character at the time when I made them. I was like, well, it's quite funny that he's in this team of girls, and the girl's the most attractive girl in the school, but he doesn't care for that, and the other person really gets annoyed by that, because he's a gay man, he's got a lover, he's a Spanish man, he's bloody loving them Spanish dicks. There's no Spain in this story. But anyway, we got a bit sidetracked there.
Spanish man that's not from Spain. But yeah, it's really good. Like, there was one of the episodes I watched, because I watched 2 since I missed a week, kind of, is that there's like a dude, like a father in a hospital, and his son is like just doing his best to like survive the whole thing, and he doesn't have any money left because he spent all the medical bills, and they're like, well, you can take some of the super dangerous drugs and maybe you'll be okay for another couple weeks, or you're gonna die in like 2 days. Yada yada. But like, he has to like have this terrible heart-wrenching thing. He's like, either I can be there for my son a little while, or I can go at my own time and not turn into a monster just to help him, because we're all gonna die eventually, and you gotta leave things happen.
Yeah.
And it's still a stupid show, because it ended with his son dressed in a tux, and the main character of the show, who is a man wearing a wedding dress and full makeup, pretending to be this fake bride, just to make a point. They didn't need to do it. He's just like, look, I'm getting married. I mean, someday, and I might get married to a beautiful woman, or maybe I'll get married to an ugly woman, or maybe I'll get married to a very pretty man like him. But it doesn't matter. The joke is he keeps getting mistaken for a female. And it goes even further because he had mistaken his entire life, his sister, for being a female, when actually she was a dude the whole time, and she just didn't have the heart to tell him.
Good guy, good girl, sister. Good guy, sister. I don't know.
Good guy. Good brother.
Good guy, bro. He's a good brother. Wants to make sure his brother has a good time.
So, yeah, Double Deck is a really good show. I really liked it. There was a whole thing with a jetpack this last episode, so that was fun.
That's good.
But that's everything I've watched.
Fair enough. For me, I have dropped pretty much every show that I've watched. I am gonna... This is the point in the season where I've got to hold my hands up and say, I think I'm done. I might continue with Zombieland Saga. I will continue with Goblin Slayer, just because it's mindless fun. You know, it's a guy who just fucking brutally kills goblins once in a while. I can hear some heavy breathing, the disapproval there. Feel like that's manimal.
What? I don't care.
I think it probably is. Did they get... I know there's... I don't remember if I saw this, if there was like a manga page or if it was from the anime. But it's like... The world's gonna end. You gotta help us. He's like, nope, I just gotta go kill goblins. And he walks out the door and the character's like, you can't kill goblins if everyone's dead.
Yeah,
he just wants to kill goblins.
His motivation, this character, like, it goes against every rule that you have of writing a good character. His only sole motivation in the show is killing goblins. He just wants to fuck goblins up. That is it. To a heavy metal soundtrack. That's all there is. And I think no matter what the show or the manga throws in front of him, I hope that doesn't change. Like, no matter what the overarching issue is. Because it tends to be like he's, like, I can imagine what the manga does. Because I probably will pick up the manga in the future just to sort of see where it goes after because I'm guessing this is 12 episodes. I imagine it's like, sort of he will almost accidentally save, like, you know, kingdoms and stuff like that just because he's killing all the goblins, but, like, that isn't his primary objective. He just wants to fuck up goblins. And the soundtrack is cool as shit, and it's brutal, and it's fucking good. That's all you want. You just want the build-up for, right, okay, I want to see these goblins die. And then it's like, okay, he's here now. He's gonna fuck these goblins up. Go take them out. Like, there are side characters and everything, Mage Girl and all that, and you meet other characters, but that's kind of all I want from this is just some good, like, little bloody action, and it does deliver on those kind of things. Like, I have seen manga panels, a lot of people are like, the manga's way better, the manga illustrates it way better than the anime does, but, I mean, the anime's fine for me.
I'll say, it's one of those things where you'll watch the anime, it's fine, and you get into the manga, you'll see some more detail, but it's a trade-off. But yeah, you're showing up to see a dude in some cool armor fuck up some goblins. That's his stick.
Yeah, that's all I want from it. It's just, he fucking wreck shop, murder some goblins with heavy metal playing in the background. It's pretty good. It's a good formula for a once a week. You know? Because, like, a lot of people are like, oh, the story's not so, not so deep and all that. And it's like, yeah, but I know it's not a 10 out of 10 show. I'd never claim it to be, but it's just, I want some brutal action. So when I do seasonal,
I mean, you don't always want a deep narrative, you know?
No. When I do seasonal anime, I like a slice of life show, a dumb comedy, and then I like something that's a bit, fucking gory and a bit of action, like, some hardcore action scenes. I like that all mixed in there. So, it's serving that purpose at the moment. Zombieland Saga's playing the role of the comedy. I don't know if I'll continue with it because, again, it is an idol show. It's a wacky comedy, but it's like the more and more the episodes go on, it is an idol show. And they're not my preferred genre. Like, they're fine because it's episodic. So you focus on this new girl, you focus on this girl in the band this week, and this is her story and her backstory and yada yada yada, and then she becomes really committed to the cause of being an idol. And it's the same. It's rinse and repeat every week. And there are some fun jokes in there, but the quality of the episodes tends to dip a bit. So like episode 4, episode 3, they were a bit.
Yeah, well, it ain't as good as German Girl Idol airport show.
German Girl Idol airport show. That probably wasn't the best.
I'm
not
thinking it wasn't
on...
the best episode ever either. Like the one we watched was probably more than enough to tell us.
But it was a great show. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on idol shows. Because we've literally just said that we like the same formula. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll carry on with it. I kind of sort of tapped out. I've been reading a lot more manga and been catching up on shit that I needed to catch up on. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to report a bit more back on Goblin Slayer, maybe Zombieland Saga as well next week. But that is it from the anime portion then, from us guys. From the fall season anyway.
Yeah, that's it.
I think we've been going long enough because we sidetracked into writing, which is always a passionate project of us. That's that's the cornerstone of the Manga Raiders happy hour is writing, and we don't do enough talk about it. So, that's always good. But I think we have arrived at the end of episode 159. So, we're going to close the book. We're going to close the bar. We're ringing the bell for last orders before we sail out into the night.
Yes. At the end of this episode, you will hear the exciting Cantala song, Zero Singing Doves, on my album, My Nonsense.
There you go. So you'll be treated to that. I haven't listened to that one, actually.
It's the best song on the album.
Oh, okay. High praise from Manimal. So you guys will get to listen to that at the end of the show. Corin, have you got anything for us before we head out into the blizzard that's out there?
It's cold and dark outside, and you wanna. Winter's coming, you see. So you need some warm clothes. Like maybe some gloves would be nice. And how about some snowshoes? I don't know. I've never seen any in real life. Jon Snow is a bastard. I know about Game of Thrones.
Poor Jon Snow. He knows nothing, but bless him. Well, there you go, guys. That was episode 159. Make sure you join us for next week because 160 is the winter season preview 2019, and also the penultimate episode. There's only 3 episodes left of the year for us because I don't think we're going to be releasing one on Boxing Day somehow.
Yeah, I think we might skip
just
that
a hunch.
Take a little vacation. I know 2018 has been the year of the vacations for us, but 2019 will be the year of the not vacations for us. We're going to be a lot more on it about it. Resolutions, people.
We will be. We have slipped a little this year. By my own admission, I have been episodes being late and the driving force for stuff a lot of the time. I've been slipping on my duties, just because I've been a little bit of a dickhead over the year. I've been, there's other things. There's the external factors of the show that have come.
We're all people. We don't do this full time. If we did this full time, you'd have an episode every week at promptly like 5 p.m. or some shit.
Yeah.
But we have other stuff to do.
This is a passion project, yeah. This isn't our job. So we are going to be better. I think we are getting back to it. We adjust, we're just here literally doing this for the fun of it. So, we don't pay you guys for it. We don't charge you guys, sorry. We wouldn't pay you to listen. That's not a good business model, I understand. But we do this purely for the fun of it, because we enjoy talking to each other. Because I very much love Manimal and Corin. They are very close to my heart, near and dear. And Brian, even Brian.
Yeah, even him. Yeah, maybe him.
I said even as if he wasn't included. Of course I love Brian. Good old Ned.
And he will be back at some point, we promise.
He is.
We're trying.
He is buried in work, unfortunately. He did share one of his work sort of rotas and schedules, and I was like, whoo! Better you than me, son.
He made the poor decision to go back into retail right before Christmas.
Around Christmas. Yeah, that is one thing. So hopefully you'll hear Brian. Obviously the 12 Days of Christmas will be coming out in a few weeks, so enjoy them as well. But next week, winter season preview. It's going to be a fun one. We hope to see you there. It's goodbye from all of us. There's one more thing to take you out just before you hear the hit song Zero Singing Dubs. And that is...
The Chuny Chronicles continues. I am more than an office worker who burns for a cause unknown and uncared. The deep-seated melancholy in the room fills the Chuny, her happiness once alive and all dulled as those among her. Where is the environment, she wonders, where she can shine? Like a cafe of spirits rising from the mugs that steam with overcomplicated mixes and matches. The match and the mix. Is it ever the same? Will it ever be the same? The Chuny wonders. Now that life has fallen to the doll, can she pick herself up? Or has she ever? Can one move on from the place where your soul is alive, yet dies with every second, only to be revived once more at the end? All. The Chuny has a talent and ability for unknown purposes. Now, in the dusk of the next day's dawn, the notice is filed, the office is burnt, and rises again as new faces mix and match in the seats once inhabited by those with the will to be. The Chuny now finds herself at the roads of life, with one hand on designer sunglasses, wearing a tank top and the shorts of an army camo tank. The Chuny knows there is but one destiny. Her destiny. The Chuny knows this. And now, Zero Singing Dubs by me.
I'm looking for something, you know, looking for something beautiful, looking for something unclear. Fog fills the atmosphere, her old book on the bench in the old park where the French traded fur, maybe hats, phantoms of a million chats. There are zero singing doves on the winding trees above, sheets of cannons on a mat lay on the ground as my will goes flat. Looking around, no one looking around, no sun, hear nothing but me. The breeze hits friendly, walking along as the breeze dies down. Seconds freeze, breadcrumbs remain, but the birds ain't on this plane. I want to find her.
Bye.